With the 2023 season upon us, it's the perfect time to reflect on some of the most exciting and unforgettable races from modern Formula One. From last lap overtakes to nail-biting title deciders, there have been so many moments that highlight what F1 truly can be. So let's take a look back today at what makes Formula One special and prepare ourselves for the races that lie ahead. Today we're going to look into my top 5 races, starting with number 5, the 2014 Hungarian Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo took the top spot on the podium with an impressive drive that showcased his late braking skills and tyre management abilities. With 10 laps to go, the top 3 were covered by just over a second. Ricciardo in P3 currently. The Australian driver pulled off a series of daring overtakes to get past Hamilton and Alonso and managed to hold off his rivals to secure his second win of the season. Alonso came home in P2 and Lewis in third to top off the podium. And that podium fight is the reason this race lands on this list, with F1 legends such as Fernando, Alonso and Lewis Hamilton battling it out for second place, and both drivers showing why they are at the top of the sport. And they're also up against up-and-comer Daniel Ricciardo back in 2014, where he's showcasing just how good he is as a driver. The race was a true display of beautiful racing and a reminder of what the sport can offer. Looking back at this one today highlights the differences between old Ricciardo and the Ricciardo we saw in more recent times there with McLaren. The race also saw many unexpected retirements and spins, including Red Bull's Sebastian Vettel, who spun at the same corner in the same place as Perez did earlier in the race. But he miraculously managed to avoid contact with the wall. Overall, there were 6 DNFs, 3 due to crashes, which kept the race interesting throughout. The 2014 Hungarian Grand Prix was an exciting and unpredictable race, with Ricciardo's victory showcasing the importance of skill, strategy and perseverance in F1. The showcase of incredible talent with Alonso and Hamilton battling for second was also a reminder of the intense rivalries and close battles that make F1 so thrilling to watch. Overall, the 2014 Hungarian Grand Prix was a race that highlighted the best of F1, the skill, strategy, and never give up attitude that makes it such an incredible sport. I also thought it was a great time to bring up this race, considering Hamilton and Alonso could be in for some beautiful races and fights on the grid for 2023, considering the machinery they're in. Let me know if you think those two will get close, and your thoughts on Aston Martin for 2023. Before we get into number 4, if you haven't already, throw the video a like and subscribe to support my future content if you enjoy videos just like this one. In number 4, we've got the 2020 Turkish Grand Prix. The 2020 Turkish Grand Prix was the last time Mercedes and Lewis secured a Drivers' Championship title within the sport. Hamilton's victory secured his 7th World Drivers' Championship title, equaling Michael Schumacher's record. This was the 7th consecutive time that a Mercedes driver had won the World Drivers' Championship and was a true display of the Mercedes dominance within the turbo hybrid era. The race in Turkey was a truly nerve-wracking race. The 58-lap race was done under very greasy conditions due to a smooth new track surface and rainfall before the start of the race. Racing Point driver Lance Stroll took the first pole position of his career and led for majority of the race, but he ended up finishing 9th after his car was damaged. Lewis Hamilton ended up winning for the Mercedes team, having started in 6th place and with an uncharacteristic mistake on lap 1. Hamilton truly showed why he is so successful as he smashed through the pack and finished 30 seconds ahead of 2nd place Sergio Perez. Perez finished 2nd, and of course Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel came home in 3rd, with both Perez and Vettel getting their first podium finishes of the season in this race. The last lap scrap, greasy surface and mixed up pit stops resulted in a gripping afternoon, and the fact that it was a championship winning race made it all the more exciting. In number 3, we've got the 2017 Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku. The race had it all: drama, controversy, and incredible skill on display. From the very beginning, it was clear that this race would not be a straightforward affair after there was collisions of Bottas and Raikkonen at turn 2, which set the tone of what was to come for the following race. Both drivers were left a long way back in the pits. However, it was Bottas's incredible comeback to finish in P2 that truly stood out this race, as he snatched the position from Lance Stroll in the final 100 meters of the race. There was of course a much more controversial moment as well in this race, which came between the clash of Vettel and Hamilton, where Vettel accused Hamilton of brake checking him when they were both at safety car speed. The incident resulted in a penalty for Vettel and left many fans divided on who was to blame. It was a moment that showcased the intense rivalry between two of the greatest drivers in the sport and left many wondering what would happen next. But in the end, it was Daniel Ricciardo who stole the show with a masterful drive from P10 to P1. Ricciardo's iconic overtake, which took 3 drivers in one corner, will always go down as one of the best overtakes in Formula One history and one of the greatest moves I've ever seen live on a track. It was also a reminder of Ricciardo's incredible talent and the sheer excitement that can come from watching a driver at the top of their game. Overall, the 2017 Azerbaijan Grand Prix was a hair-raising and heart-stopping race that left fans on the edge of their seats. It showcased the incredible skill and determination of all the drivers on the track and reminded us again of why we love this sport so much and what it can offer. In my penultimate spot, I've got the 2012 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. The 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix will forever be remembered as one of the most thrilling and dramatic races in F1 history. With the championship on the line, the race had all the makings of a classic finale. Sebastian Vettel's title defense looked to be in jeopardy when he spun on the opening lap, sending him to the back of the pack. But the German driver showed incredible skill and determination, putting in a miraculous drive to climb all the way back up to P6 and secure his third championship in a row. It was this display of dominance that highlighted Vettel's exceptional talent and solidified his place as one of the greatest F1 drivers of all time. The fight for the lead of the race was also intense, with Nico Hülkenberg leading for 30 laps before a collision with Lewis ended his hopes of a first podium finish in this race. The race was also marred by rain showers, which tested the driver's skill and nerve in these treacherous conditions. But it wasn't just the championship battle that made this race so special. It was also Michael Schumacher's final race and Jenson Button's final win. All of these points added to the drama and the emotion of the occasion, which made this race a fitting end to a historic season. Overall, the 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix had it all. It had incredible skill, breathtaking moments, and a battle of the ages. It was also a reminder of, again, the talent on track and just how many great drivers we had on the grid in the early 2010s. And for Vettel, it was a race that cemented his place in F1 history and left fans in awe of his incredible skill and resilience, especially when at these times, most of the fan base were booing the driver. Now finally, we come to my number one race of modern Formula One. Now, what truly makes a great modern F1 race? Is it the stories that unfold, or is it the amazing drives and events that take place? Well, my definition would just be the 2019 German Grand Prix. Now, at the time, as a Ricciardo fan, this race annoyed me greatly from lap 15, where Ricciardo's engine went out and he was out for the rest of the race. But what followed was one of the most chaotic and entertaining races I've seen in recent times. This race was truly one of the greatest F1 races to take place in the past 20 years. Ultimately, Max Verstappen would triumph in P1, whilst Vettel followed behind from an incredible drive he had from P20. Of course, I miss Vettel so much at this point in time, and it's sad to see where Aston Martin is, considering he's just left and worked on that car, but that's a story for another day. Kvyat would finish third to round out the podium. The weekend was also Mercedes' 200th race, a weekend that should have been a celebration, ended up with Bottas crashing out and pole sitter Hamilton dropping all the way to P9 after some very interesting events. The reason I love this race so much, however, is just one reason: the rain. The rain would come and go, creating pit stop mishaps and difficult tyre choices for all of the teams. Watching this race back today is just as entertaining as I remember when I watched it live, with Leclerc and Hamilton both being off at the penultimate corner, with Lewis surviving to the pit lane just, and Leclerc being out of the race. This was also one of the many moments that the current podiumless Haas driver for 2023, Nico Hülkenberg, looked set for his first podium again at his home Grand Prix, only to find his car aquaplaning out from underneath him and losing that chance. The 2019 German Grand Prix truly had it all: underdog stories, hard strategy calls, good racing, and it truly highlighted what F1 is supposed to be. If I can recommend anything after this video, go check out the extended highlights from this race. You definitely won't be disappointed. These races remind us of the thrilling moments that F1 can provide, and with the current season shaping up to be just as exciting, I can't wait to see what will unfold. Will Fernando, Alonso and Aston Martin continue to surprise us, or will Ferrari and Mercedes catch up to the dominant Red Bull? Only time will tell, but all I can hope for is that we have more races like these ones. Let me know what your favourite race is down below. My honourable mention would be Monza 2021 with Daniel Ricciardo's McLaren win. But of course, I'm a bit biased there being Australian and Danny Ric being my favourite driver. Of course, as this 2023 F1 season plays out, these races serve as a reminder of the incredible moments that have made the sport so exciting over the years. Again, from Ricciardo's impressive drives in Hungary to Vettel's incredible comeback in Brazil, these races have showcased the skill, determination, and never give up attitude that make F1 such a special sport. And especially now, with new drivers, teams, and rivalries emerging in the current season, I can only hope again for more races that will be unforgettable for the years to come. Again, these are just a few of my favourite races in modern Formula One. Let me know what your favourite race is and why down below in the comments. If you'd like to further support the channel, please subscribe, like, and ring the bell notification so you don't miss any future videos like this one.